Alright guys, so today we're going to check out the brand new MiFo O7. Now I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on this, especially considering the MiFo O5s have been such a large part of this channel. It's been a pair that I've recommended for the longest time, so I'm very excited to check out the brand new MiFo O7. Now these do come in retailing at $170, but they did want to be able to send me a discount code where you guys can get 24% off all the way up until January the 18th. So technically you can get these closer to 130. So that is still a pretty huge price jump considering the originals you could pick up somewhere between $80 to $90. But let's go ahead and check out some of those features and what it is you get inside the box. Now the first thing that is a huge difference in these is they use dual balanced armature drivers. And that definitely changes the sound signature that you're used to hearing with MiFo products, but we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into the sound. Now these do use Bluetooth 5.0 and they are using the Qualcomm 3020 chip. And it also has SBC, AAC, and aptX playback. So you're getting some of the best Bluetooth quality that you can possibly get. Now as far as the IP rating, these are rated at IPX7, so this is a pair that you can go out and do whatever it is you need to do and you don't have to worry about your conditions. In fact, if these get submerged into water, you're going to be fine. Now as far as what you get inside the box, they're including 5 sets of silicone ear tips. And that's important to be able to get the right fit for you so that you can get the most out of these. Now as far as the charging cable, I am happy to say that they've included a USB-C cable. And speaking of the charging cable, the battery life on these, individually on the earbuds you're going to get around 7 hours. With the charging case you're going to get around 28 hours total. Now that's a huge drop off considering the MiFo O5s reached all the way close to around 100 hours of battery life. But the trade-off here is you get a much more smaller, more compact case. So it kind of depends on who you are and maybe if you would rather have the larger case to have the larger battery, but I do know that some people like to have a smaller case because it's easier to carry around. Now speaking of the charging case, on the side you have your USB-C input for charging, and then on the inside under the lid is where you have your indicator lights. That way you have a general idea of how much battery life is left on the case. So moving on over to the earbuds themselves, this is where they've made a huge improvement. One of my main complaints about the MiFo O5 was the small buttons. Actually trying to hit the buttons and the button controls was aggravating most of the time. So with the MiFo O7, they have moved over to touch controls, and the controls control everything. You have your play, pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, and even volume control. So I really appreciate the fact that they have made the controls better, but they've also stuck with giving you controls to everything. Now for you guys that like to use your earbuds individually, you'll also be happy to know that you can use either the left or the right. And they do a good job of actually having separate connections for the left and the right, so there's not one earbud that's depending on the other to have a connection. And as far as the mics on these are using the CVC 8.0 technology. And what that means is the microphones are focusing in on your voice and blocking out a lot of your outside surroundings. And for me, I think they do an excellent job. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the MiFo O7. I think it does a very good job of picking up my vocals. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played in the background, so you'd get an idea of what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. The sound on these is where there's a huge difference between the original MiFo O5s. Now the O5s have a very bass heavy, warmer sound, where with the O7s, and I'm assuming it's because of the dual balanced armature drivers, it's much cleaner, much tighter, and a lot more accurate. The bass still has plenty of kick to it, but it doesn't have that low end rumble that just kind of resonates over the other frequencies. It's a much tighter bass, still has plenty of kick, but it's not going to have that rumble that a lot of bass heads are used to. Now with the mids and the treble, they did a lot more focus on the detail, where it basically acted like they pulled the singer and moved them right here in front of you. As to where with the MiFo O5s, it had a little bit more distance with the singer, kind of sometimes felt a little behind the bass, but this time the singer is moved more forward to you and it's just a lot more pleasing to listen to. Now the treble they definitely bumped up as well. It's a lot cleaner, a lot brighter. It's still not close to the point of being harsh, but it's pushed up to the point where you're hearing a lot more details that the MiFo O5s were just not able to pick up. So what that's doing is it's offering just a much cleaner sound, but it's also helping with the sound stage and the sound imaging. Really feels like you're more in a larger room, but you're able to pick up the details of where the instruments are coming from, but also that they're separated from the other instruments. A lot of times with bass heavy earbuds, you're getting a sound that can sometimes feel congested or just feel like it's right here in front of you. But with the O7s, you're getting a lot more depth and a lot more distance. It just has more of a studio headphone feel. So overall, I think this is an excellent sounding, truly wireless earbud that's going to be pleasing to a lot of different people. Now, as far as my cons with these, a lot of it goes towards the case, because I think in this price range, it would have been nice to see a Qi wireless charging case, and it also would have been nice to maybe have a little bit larger case just to have a little bit more battery life. Now, it may not matter to some because still you're getting 28 hours, but I think it goes back to the fact that the MiFo O5 had such a large battery that some people are going to see this as a downgrade. And then my final complaint, it's not really a huge complaint, but I think given the price tag of these, it would have been nice to have had some sort of noise canceling, just to be able to block out some of your outside sound while you're listening to your music. But outside of that, the MiFo O7 puts itself up there with the more higher price, bigger name brands that are out there. They did an absolutely incredible job with tuning these the way that they did. I love the overall look, the overall feel of these, and I think it's just a great product. But guys, that's my review on the brand new MiFo O7. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.